In Cornwall's far southwest, the ancient village of Carn Euny is one of the best preserved prehistoric settlements in southwest Britain. Although this site is 2,500 years old, it wasn't found until around 200 years ago when people looking for tin unearthed the remains of this village. Heritage is going to come along and help us learn more about how people lived here in Cornwall and teach us some Cornish words.
Carn Euny was home to a community of farming families for about 800 years, from the Iron Age all the way to the end of Roman Britain in 400 AD. Ancient field boundaries around the settlement show that people who lived here farmed some 40 acres of land. The people who lived here grew crops such as oats, barley and rye, and kept animals as well, sheep, goats and probably cattle. The villagers were also likely to have been traders, perhaps dealing in local tin. There are 4 stages of settlement at Carn Euny. Archaeologists have found evidence that shows the earliest houses on the site were Iron Age roundhouses, probably built of timber and turf, sometime between 500 and 400 BC. However, there's also a mysterious fogou that also dates from this time, which we'll come back to in a minute. These timber and turf houses continued to be built during a second stage, from 300 BC to 50 BC. Archaeological finds from this time also include querns, which are stones used for grinding corn. In this third stage, stone houses were being built. Different items from this stage of settlement were found by archaeologists, including an iron brooch and a pruning hook. The final stage of settlement here at Carn Euny was from 200 to 400 AD, where we find courtyard houses. This distinctive type of settlement is only found on the Land's End Peninsula of Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Usually oval in shape, these houses have thick walls which surround a large central courtyard, with smaller rooms of different sizes being built around this.
I'm standing in the doorway to one of these courtyard houses. The central courtyard here might have been used for keeping livestock, weaving, cooking and grinding grain. Stone-lined drains would have kept the central courtyard dry, making it perfect for community living.
The rooms could have been used for different things, as living quarters, storerooms, or perhaps for housing animals. The houses had stone hearths, and some have strange flat slabs containing a dent like this, which may have been where a central roof support post was placed. But some people think these dented stones are the remains of quern stones.
There's a hidden gem at Carn Euny, and it's actually the oldest part of the site. Behind me are some underground passageways which lead just here to an underground hidden stone room.
This is called a fogou. The word fogou is related to the Cornish word for cave, which is vug. The Carn Euny fogou has a passage about 20 metres long and a side passage which leads to this amazing circular stone-walled chamber. There's also this tiny creep passage, which might have been the original entrance.
Although the roof of this room has collapsed, it's still actually a large space, and archaeologists and historical experts still don't know exactly what this room was used for. Some of them have guessed it might have been a hideout, or perhaps an early type of fridge for keeping food cold, or maybe a space for ceremonial religious ceremonies or rituals. What do you think it might have been used for?
The village is overlooked by Caer Brane, an Iron Age hill fort that villagers used for community gatherings such as trading or ceremonies, or could have retreated to in times of attack. Perhaps they retreated there in about 400 AD and never came back. The village seems to have been abandoned then, and we don't know why. Although lots of stones have been removed over the years, you can see other ruins still standing. For example, this cottage was built in the 18th century, but was abandoned 100 years later.
Since then, English Heritage and Cornwall Heritage Trust have been working hard to preserve this important site and find out more about it, so we can all enjoy and learn from it.